I'm going to probably do a big video on this one day, but when you're buying a house with your spouse, you have to prioritize each other's goals in a home if you want it to be a good, sustainable marriage. I mean, that's a little hyperbolic. I wouldn't necessarily say you're going to ruin your marriage if you buy a little bit of a fixer-upper when your spouse doesn't want to, but it's just good in general to have that conversation. And I can tell you from my experience, when we were first buying a house, I was like, let's buy a home with a mother-in-law so we can rent out the basement for the income. Let's buy a home that's a fixer-upper that we can get some equity in. And 100%, those are good goals. It's good equity, good plan. But the problem with that is that if my wife didn't want that, she didn't want that specifically because we were about to have a baby. Our life is already super hectic. So she wanted to be in a home that functionally worked for her, that didn't cause her to be so stressed, that we could have a safe, comfortable place for a baby, which is also a super reasonable goal. You know, if we weren't having a baby, she probably wouldn't have been as concerned about that. But I was initially, before I talked to her about it, was like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't care about our equity. You're not trying to help us retire. I had all those crazy thoughts going on in my mind. And the truth of it was no. She was concerned about having a baby in an unsafe environment. Have those conversations with your spouse. And I can tell you, let's take one step back. If you don't have those conversations with your spouse and then you force them to buy a house that doesn't suit the goals that they also need, they're going to start having thoughts of negativity towards you, which over time is just going to be worse and worse and is going to make it so that your communication isn't working with each other. You're not going to be communicating because why would they listen to you? Why would they think that you care about anything they're saying? You didn't listen to them before. I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen, but it leads to the opportunity of miscommunication. It leads to the opportunity of a marriage having hardships because people aren't talking, because people aren't prioritizing each other. The last piece, and maybe not, but I'll say the last piece, when you get married, you start working as a team. You're not even a team. You're one person. That's the goal of a marriage, is all of a sudden you're functioning in this world as one person. Absolutely more complicated because it's two people in this one person's body, let's say, but it's still one of those things that if you're ignoring one side of your body, if you're ignoring one side of the needs, it's going to hurt your body, and that's going to hurt the body, and that you're going to hurt your relationship. So basically, if you're buying a house with your spouse, listen to them. If you listen to them, it'll help your marriage. It'll help be more comfortable when you do get into a home, and it'll simplify things. You may think that the extra $20,000 or $30,000 in equity that you will get will help your longevity or for retiring early or just having more money. But if it comes at the cost of destroying your marriage or your relationship with your spouse, it is never going to be worth it. Period. There you go. So tell me. Comment down below. Is there a moment in time where you've wanted something that your spouse didn't? Explain to me what that looked like and the conversation that you had about it, because I think this is a really good subject. But other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye now.